Transactions, the format in a transaction ledger, not only in Bitcoin, but really everything, is somebody on one side of a transaction and somebody on another side of a transaction. So in Bitcoin, there's an input. And the input inside of Bitcoin is an ID of a previous output. So not only is Bitcoin a series of blocks of information, each block that has 1,000 to 2,000 individual transactions, but in a sense, there's a separate chain that's going on. I sometimes think of a blockchain as yes, there's the chain of big chunks of data, but there's also a chain of individual transactions. Shimon, is that a hand raised or just scratching your head?
I'll be more careful.
That's right. Shimon is a faculty member of the finance department here at Sloan, and some of you might take his Finance 1 course. I assume somebody in here is probably. So the input is just really the ID of wherever the output was. And you can think of a chain of a transaction. Can anybody tell me where all transactions come from? Where's the sort of the genesis of the value if you follow a transaction chain back to its origin? Hugo?
Coinbase.
Coinbase. So anybody want to say what a Coinbase is?
It's a generation of a freshly minted Bitcoin.
Right. So the generation of a freshly minted Bitcoin, not the way that Patrick Merck got it when he's selling his services for the law, but how a miner gets it. They get their transactions. Remember, initially 50 coins was what happened initially back in 2009. Now it's 12.5 coins. In a short couple, maybe it's about 18 or 20 months, it goes to 6.25 coins, and it keeps splitting half and half and half, eventually to no Coinbase. But every transaction, in essence, had to go back all the way to Coinbase. Some Coinbase, some 50 or 25 or 12.5 coins being issued. And then the output. So a transaction format is pretty straightforward in a sense. The input is a previous output and a digital signature. And then to whom do you want to send it? And it's sent to Bitcoin addresses. That's why we spent just a moment. We just glossed over what a Bitcoin address is. It's sort of a translation of a public key, but it's not identical to a public key. And of course, you need value. Value measured in Bitcoins or Satoshis, or if we're on the Ethereum network, it would be in Ether and gas, et cetera, et cetera. On 1,600 different platforms, it could be a different native currency.